Hi kids, how are you today? I hope you are fine. So let's start our class. Today we are going to talk about comparatives. Do you know what this is? If I want to compare something, for example, I have this little small ball and I want to compare this ball with another one. I have two balls. Look at this. And I want to compare what is bigger and what is smaller. Do you know? So this is small and this is big. If I want to say to compare two of these balls, I want to say I should say this ball is bigger than this one. This ball is bigger than another one. Okay, so and I can also say this ball is smaller, but smaller than this ball. And you know, I have also something for you. But if I have this ball and this ball, so what can you say? So I have two balls, but you need to compare two of them. And I want to say which ball is bigger, which is yellow one or blue one? Yes, blue ball is bigger than yellow ball, this one. But this ball now is smaller than this ball. But what if I have three balls? 1, 2, 3. And I want to say that this ball is the biggest, the most big, the biggest than all of them. So this ball is biggest, the biggest, and this ball is smallest. So the rule is you can use these comparatives. You use this adjective big, for example, and I want to make comparing. I need to add er, bigger, but because I have g in the end, so I need to make double g because it's a rule. I will explain you later. So big, bigger. If I want to compare two things, and I can say this ball is bigger than this ball. But if I want to say, so the super comparing, so I need to say the biggest, but the biggest ball, you remember the blue one, right? So the biggest, the blue ball is the biggest, big, the most big from all of them, right? The biggest. And nothing else can be bigger than this. Yeah? So this ball, blue ball, come here. Blue ball, the biggest, is the biggest. Yes? Yeah, look at him. He's so smiling. So, are you biggest? The. So, but yeah, please pay attention. You need to put the, because when we use est in the end, the biggest, we always use the. So another example. For example, hard. You know what does mean hard? Very hard to learn something, or can you read this book? Oh no, it's so hard. And you can say hard, but you can compare. So, for example, this book is harder Then this book, because this is for grade 1, and you can say this book is harder than that one. But then you can take very hard book and you can say the hardest. The hardest. So this is the rule about how to make comparing comparatives. So when you want to compare some things, you can put er, harder than, if you compare two things, and you can say the hardest if you know that this object is the most hard, the most big, the most easy, and so on, yeah, and nothing else can be bigger or anything you want. So hard, harder, the hardest. Can you make me an example, please? If I say another adjective, for example, large. It means like big or huge. Large. So what will be the first comparing? Large, larger, the largest, right? Or if I want to ask you high, so how can you use this rule? High, higher than, and the highest. The highest. So maybe you can talk about buildings or something, or mountains, and you can say this mountain small, and another one is higher, and the third one the highest. And so you know this rule now. After this, can you please open your book on page number 56, and you can see the dialogue, right, and different subjects. Actually, what is your favorite subject? So you can see math, history, art, English, science, geography, music, computer. What is your favorite subject? Can you say me? Maybe English. Okay, so, and these two boys talking. I think English is easy. I think English is easier than math. Do you think so or not? And another boy, I think math is hard. I think math is harder than English. So he has opposite opinion, not the same. And he is not agree with that boy. So what do you think? And can you make an examples and write down to your notebook what do you think? Which subject is easier and which subject is harder? What do you think? For example, I think for example, geography is easier than math, for sure. And I think that computer is harder than art. It's my opinion. What about you? Can you write down your two sentences? What is easier and what is harder? After this, open your book on page number 57 and then listen to me please and follow me in your book. James went to the library. He wanted to read some good books about the geography of the world. James saw many pictures of interesting places. He read about the largest ocean in the world. He took a lot of notes. At home, James looked at his notes again. Then he made a chart for his report. So can you find in this text comparatives? Any comparative comparatives here? So I think it's largest, for example. The largest ocean. It means the biggest, the largest. And that's it. So after this, open please your book on page number 58, and that will be your homework for today. Let's read these sentences, these questions, and let's see what on this picture. So for example, which is the fastest animal in the world? And you need to answer, a cheetah is the fastest animal in the world. So, and the first question, which is the longest wall in the world? So, wall, yeah? And you need to use these pictures. So let's see, what do you see here? What do we have? Big Ben. This is a tower in London. Do you remember this? Big Ben, clock tower. The Great Wall of China. Remember, this is really, really long. Greenland. A cheetah. A blue whale. The Sahara. Mount Everest. The Nile. So, and then you need to answer this question. Which is the longest wall in the world? I think it's a Great Wall of China. And you need to answer, the Great Wall of China is the longest wall in the world. Okay, and you need to write down your answers, please. Question number 2. Which is the longest river in the world? So you can find the river and then answer. Which is the highest mountain in the world? Which is the largest desert in the world? Which is the largest island in the world? Which is the biggest animal in the world? And which is the biggest clock in the world? So write down your answers, please. And I want you also to read this text by yourself, make video and send this video to me, please. Okay, I will check how can you read it. Do you have any mistakes? And I will say you what kind of mistakes do you have and how to read better. Okay, so read this text please and send your video to me, please. So that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. I hope to see you soon. See you. Bye.